Hi, folks. My name's Carolyn McCall. It was 1970, and Mrs. Smith, my third grade teacher, said, Carolyn and Sherilyn, I have a twin sister. Could you come up here for a moment? Bring your coat, bring your books. Yes, come on up to my desk. And she said, class, I'll be right back. And she said, follow me. And we walked down a hall and went into another room where the kids were kind of throwing spitballs and there was no teacher. And she said, this is going to be your new room, classroom that you'll report to. The teacher will be here in a moment. Oh, by the way, you and Sherilyn are repeating the third grade. That's right. You're repeating the third grade. Oh, so I flunked the third grade in my head, right? That's where my mind went. So she said, this is your new classroom. I'll see you later. And she walked away. And I got so angry. I have to say, folks, I was so mad at her in that moment because I looked around and there was total chaos. I went from a very structured environment to chaos and I didn't know why. Like, what did I do? Right. And in that moment, I planted a seed. And it wasn't until many, many years later that I didn't even know that I'd planted a seed to go to college because I was going to prove Miss Smith wrong about me. Like, you're so wrong about who I am, right? I'm going to college. I'm going beyond the 12th grade. And what's interesting about that story is that we're always planting seeds based on the events that are happening in our life, right? And so you've got to be really aware of the seeds that you're planting. Well, long story short, I did go to college. I barely got out of high school. I think I had a 1.999 and they kicked it up to a 2.0, right? And I got to college and almost flunked out. I almost flunked out of college until I had the right counselor. That's right, the right counselor. My sophomore year, got through freshman year, don't know how I did that. My counselor in the sophomore year said, hey, Carolyn, what's going on? These grades, you're about to get kicked out of school. You're already on probation. What's going on? I said, I don't know. Information's kind of going over my head. Yeah, telling these stories are emotional. So if I sweat a little bit, it's okay, right? Perspire a little bit, it's okay. Going over my head. He goes, you know what? Let me test you for dyslexia. Sure enough, came back, I was dyslexic. Dyslexic. What is that, right? There are multiple forms of dyslexia. I'm not going to get into all that, but I am going to say this. He said, you know what? You just learn differently. Let me get you a tutor and let's check in every week. And I'm sure your grades will improve. And he was right. I got a tutor. All of a sudden, I'm making A's. Me, an A student who used to be a D and an F student. He said, you know what, Carolyn, you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it. Might take you a little longer because I need you to read out loud, right? So you can catch your mistakes, but you can do anything you set your mind to. No one had ever said that to me. Sure, my mom, my parents, absolutely. You don't really believe them, right? But I believed this person. And not only did I get, I went on to get my degree in business administration, but I stayed in school and got a master's degree as well in marketing. And then you guys excuse all that. I'm just telling the true story, right? And then I decided to start working at General Motors. Got a job at General Motors, spent 7 years at General Motors, started repossessing cars during that time, got shot at, another milestone in my life, right? Got shot at, repossessing a Pinto, decided to move into hospitality. One of the best transitions of my life, right? But transition in third grade, repeating it, transition at General Motors because I got shot at. So that was a transition, right? Got into hospitality and found my purpose. Ended up working for Walt Disney for 5 years. Disney sent me to Dale Carnegie to get some training. Thank God they did that because I fell in love with corporate training. Knew that was my calling. I was already doing some training in my job as district sales manager representing Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line. So I was teaching travel agents how to sell the Disney product. And so, everything happens for a reason. When I got into hospitality, took the Dale course, they asked me to be a part of their team, left Walt Disney to pursue my purpose as a corporate trainer. I've been doing that, folks, gosh, for the last 10 years. Started my own company, though, back in 2004 for still going on 21 years, 25 years, excuse me. Actually 21 years this year. And I'm saying all this to say what? We've transitioned before, right? In jobs, relationships, And a new president is just another transition in our life. Everything that comes into our life is here to teach us something, to help us to grow to new levels. I can see a benefit of Donald Trump already in that he's bringing us all together, right? In unique ways, in unique ways. And so I want to leave you with this, right? I want to leave you with this. Are you operating from fear or love? Because that's what this transition in the world is about. Operating from fear, where we're terrified of the uncertainty, where we look at each other as enemies. Wrong, right? That's fear-based. Everybody knows that's fear-based, trying to grab all my money and maybe I move to a different country. People are talking about moving to different countries versus staying and hanging out and learning the lessons and collaborating and building rapport with one another and moving forward in new ways together. All right. That is love. That latter part that I explained is the love part. And we all need to embrace love, not fear. Fear is the devil, right? I mean, I was reading Psalms 46:10, and God said, "Be still and know that I am God." That's what we're supposed to do. Why? Is there a time to take action? Absolutely. And the Lord will tell you in the discernment, in your relationship with God internally, He will tell you it's time to take action. And there will be a time where we'll all have to take action, I believe. And I'm going to be in the forefront of that. I'm not going to shrink and hide when it's an opportunity for me to stand up for the Most High. This ultimately, and since the pandemic, has been about God. It's been about you finding your purpose. All of us finding our purpose, right? I wrote a book. It was published last year, everybody, February of 2024. And the title of it, Give Yourself Permission to Be Phenomenal. By what? By discovering your purpose. What's your purpose? See, we all have a purpose. We're all born. And this is a very colorful book. Of course, it's got God in here. I love my book. There is a page in here in the beginning where I talk about Noah's Ark. Where is it? In the very beginning, I should have had the pages shown, right? I know. I didn't expect to do this. That's okay. All right. Yep, my sisters and I. There it is, Noah's Ark. Right? Because Noah, God told him to build an ark, and there had never been rain before. So the friends around Noah, his neighbors and everything, what are you building over there? Gigantic, boat like their, house that's weirdly built. They didn't even know what boats were. There's no water. There's never been rain, right? There were lakes and stuff, I'm sure, but there's never been rain. So why are you building this gigantic thing here, right? And inside, Noah knew God told him to do that. I mean, he had no doubt. His discernment was like, go build an ark. Okay, Lord. Doesn't matter what people say about it. You're supposed to be building something. And it doesn't matter what people are saying about it, right? What are you supposed to be building right now? I'm doing some executive coaching with someone, and it's been a miraculous, phenomenal experience for me and for her as well. And I didn't know that executive coaching was my thing right now. Like I've been training for a while, but I love executive coaching. I love helping people heal themselves and find their purpose. And that's what we're doing. We started in January. It's February. We're going to end in March. It's a 90-day program, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Right? We go into genealogy as far as her family and things like that. And we get into the nuts and bolts of what obstacles are actually holding you back, right? Almost reminds me of, what was his name? Oh yeah, Moses, right? And Moses is in my book. Yeah, I had put Moses in here. And I got an interesting Moses, right? I mean, to me, Moses is one of these phenomenal people that very wise. And that's Moses. Looks like he could be any race to me. Just about any race. Is he black? Is he white? Doesn't matter, right? He's a wise man. Moses killed a man. He murdered somebody, right? And God still used him. God still used him, just like God wants to use you. What's your purpose? Now, when things seem to be very chaotic, but yet there's a peace, there's a calmness, because the Lord is in all of this, y'all. The Lord is in all of this. Because I know change is required, right? And we're all going to have to step up into our purpose. Again, my name is Carolyn McCall. If you're interested in learning more about the programs that I provide, just go to my website, Carolyn McCall, Carolyn McCall, MCCALL dash purpose.com. You can reach me. Love to talk to you. Have a absolutely phenomenal day. Practice the fruit of the spirit. You guys know all 9 of them. All right. Number 1 is joy, peace, love, patience, gentleness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, and kindness. Have a blessed day, everybody. My name's Carolyn McCall. Hope to hear from you soon. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.